So let's get talking about leg 3. Here we go. So we left off leg 2. We just got our I don't even remember the badges. This is gonna be rough. What badges did we do in leg 2?
The fire one.
Fire badge. We just
No,
oh yeah.
that's a lie. That's not. It wasn't the fire badge. It was the oh god, no, I don't remember. It was
Fighting?
the Stow on Side. Stow on Side was the last badge that we did. It was we each had each gym.
Yes.
Yeah.
Still on side. We had Shield had the ghost type and Sword had the fighting type.
Alistair and Bay.
That's right. Yes. We'll recap the teams after leg 2. I had Specs, the shiny Orbeetle, Chompers with Galarian Stunfisk. That's not right. That was my team at the start because Fancy was dead.
Oh no.
Fancy got killed. Fuji, my Appleton, Sparkles, my Galarian Ponyta, and Roger, my Cinderace. Of course, I did have a Frillish named Fancy who was just absolutely just executed right in front of me after the cage match. So I had to replace Frillish. So that's what I did to start off the leg. But before we get into what we did, let's go around the horn with our teams. Jared, what was your team after leg 2?
Let's see here. Oh, I had Mobile Home, the Toxpex. I had Paddington, the Beware. Snoop, the Blossom. I had Plasma. I think I couldn't remember if he became a Vikavolt this leg. I think I did get a Vikavolt this leg. I still think I had a Charger Bug end of last leg. So Plasma, the Charger Bug. What's that for? I had Derek, the Lycanroc. And then I had Ellie, the Growlithe.
Nice. Dad is a Cloth right now. So I don't know if he's there. All right, this is great. This is awesome. Kumino, I see you're furiously typing. But Dad, who did you end leg 2 with on your team?
Leg 2, I had my Wish Cash named Fatty at level 35.
I love Fatty the Wish Cash.
Kai, my Blaziken, level 43. Charlie, my Shiftry at level 34. Bubby, my Gardevoir at level 34. Bacon, my Shelgon.
Bacon. I was saying that the whole
level
battle,
36. By the way. yeah, I could hear you in my head.
Yeah, you knew.
And then Chloe, my Manectric at level 34.
Nice. And Kumino, he's typing to give us his recap. So as soon as we get that, I will share it with you guys. But before I got into really anything in leg 3, I, of course, had to go replace my Frillish. But Kumino, his team, Lit Chloride, his Mag Mortar, Sam, the Gastrodon, Hot Wings, the Talonflame, Gabriel, the Togekiss, Palm, the Lucario, and Stankpuss, the Skuntank. I forgot about that one.
good old Stankpuss.
Yes. So I went straight to the wild area on the hunt for a new Pokemon. I did some raids. I caught just a bunch of random stuff. Got some TMs. Nothing exciting that made it on the team. Did catch a Q-Fant, named it Dumbo.
Nice.
I tried catching a Garbodor, and dude, that thing is so hard to catch.
Garbodor has like a weirdly high catch rate or low catch rate, I guess.
So many balls were wasted on that Garbodor.
Was it the Overworld one that was walking like right by Monostoke?
No, it was the Overworld one, but it was in the second wild area where it was.
Oh, gotcha.
So I wasted like 30 balls, and then it died to the hail.
Dude, hail is the worst in trying to catch Pokemon.
Yeah. So that made me very sad. I caught a Lampent in a raid named Sandra. And then after a while, I did get the Garbodor Overworld Sprite close to Motostoke. So I finally caught it. It took like a ton of balls too. But I caught it, and my wife was sitting on the couch next to me, and I was like, Beck, what should I name this thing? And she took one look at it, realized it was a giant piece of garbage, and was like, Mike. And I'm like,
dang.
That is
dang,
cold.
Catching strays from the wife.
That is cold.
Or maybe she says you're a strong, powerful Pokemon.
Yeah, who's
That
just
could do some
extremely
damage.
toxic to
Or you're
everyone
just an
around.
extremely toxic individual. It could be either one, really. Either one.
Yeah. So, Garbodor, welcome to the team.
Not for long.
This was a Pokemon that much like Vanillite, I have made fun of Trubbish and Garbodor.
Yeah.
Since I knew they were Pokemon, because I just think it's ridiculous. It's literally a pile of garbage. But I've recently really been into poison types, and I was really excited to use this guy. Just big, tanky, massive poison type. So caught him. He's on the team. During the wild area escapades, Scab evolved into Obstagoon. So that beautiful pink and blue shiny that Kumino gifted
so
me,
good.
dude.
Obstagoon is so cool.
It's
Love
such
it
a
shiny.
cool shiny. I also went to the Isle of Armor, progressed the dojo stuff a little bit. Ran around, found the slowpokes, went into the forest part and got some mushrooms in the cave. But after that, I was like, let's go back to the story. Before the story progressed, did you guys do anything yourselves? Jared, did you do anything?
Not too much. Same as you. I mean, this lake is a lot of just like badge. Like it's kind of like back-to-back gyms. There isn't a lot of narrative that happens in between this. I don't have a lot of mon to just catch around the main island of Galar here, but I did raids because I wanted rare candies because I had mon that I wanted that were in like the wild area of the DLC area.
Okay.
So I wanted mon to catch there, but I had to level them up. So I did a lot of raids to get candies, to get TMs, because you get a lot of really good TMs by just doing raid dens and everything. So I did a ton of that. But no, before the gym, it wasn't much. It was just raids, and it was catching the mon that I wanted to catch, or trying to find them rather, in the Isle of Armor.
Did you catch any?
I did, yeah. So I caught a Scyther that I named Tenacious. So I had a Scyther here. And then I also caught a Poliwrath. What did I name this guy? I called him Hands. Very clever, Jared. Good job.
Yeah.
I caught a Hands, and then I caught. So when I caught Poliwrath, I was like, oh, maybe I'll run Poliwrath, but I took the same route as Gloom, where instead of doing the Vileplume route, Poliwrath route, I did Politoed instead. So I leveled up. That's why I also run rare candies, because I wanted these mons to like learn certain moves, because they both evolve via trade. I also had to find a King's Rock and then a Metal Coat for both of them to evolve and trade it. Luckily, Mike was generous enough to be part of that trade and get me my Politoed and Scizor that I both have now. Oh, my Politoed's also name is Kermit too. Kermit. Good old Kermit the Frog. I did actually do one thing. I had my one of my transfers I brought over from being the gym was an Eevee. I was very excited to use Eevee because obviously Eevee has a multitude of evolutions, and I was like, yo, I want a fairy type. I want to use Sylveon. Nice. And so I was grinding candies and I was leveling up. And I was like, man, why isn't this Eevee like evolving? It has to be max happiness and no fairy type move. So it already has a convoluted evolution to it anyways. But I realized that the Eevee I had is a Gigantamax Eevee. So it's a special form Eevee, and that Eevee doesn't evolve. So I spent all that time trying to grind it, and it doesn't even evolve. So I was like,
oh no,
man.
Whatever, that's
Hate
fine.
to see it.
Yeah. So I changed his name to No Sorry with an exclamation point, and that's my Eevee.
Wow.
My just normal Eevee.
That's hilarious. I keep forgetting about transfers. I think I have like 3 that I could do because I don't.
Yeah, I have 2. I didn't do any from the ones in this leg yet.
Yeah.
Right. Same.
Dad, did you get into anything before we progressed in the leg? Any wild area shenanigans?
No, I stuck pretty close to
the
narrative, but I did transfer a Matang that I caught in Pokemon Go, and my Skarmory, which I named Grammy.
Bro, I was triggered when I saw that. That's
he
why
really
I was.
Thrown off.
I was like, Skarmory.
I really like
Skarmory, cold sweats.
Yep.
Dude, Skarmory is awesome. So Kumino, he started things off with giving his mon, giving my mon of choice the item of choice. Next, I went. He he went into Pokemon Home, see if he'd like to bring anyone in since he had 2 more picks for his transfers. He brought over no one because his team is good, which I concur. He evolved Akiza into Roserade and Marvin into Magnezone.
Oh,
so
Magnezone.
Those are 2 pretty nice, especially Magnezone. Shout out Infinity Tournament, the Ego Magnezone. It's pretty rad. If you talk to Paulo, the little girl in Hammerlock, and got her letter, this is where you'll find Frank.
Ooh.
Yep.
The kid outside the first house tell you that his grandfather is in the house, and he gives you a choice scarf, which is nice, of course.
A choice scarf is nice.
But yeah, so as soon as you leave the gym, Sonia's little is that where her Yamper is? Or
yeah, Yamper comes on down, and they tell us about the big 5-year-old drawing that's on the side.
Oh yes, the mural.
Mountain. The mural, yeah.
Oh yes, and we hear like a big old explosion.
Yeah.
So of course we have to go check out what's going on up there. So we get up there, and our good friend Bede, he's like,
good old Bede.
This guy.
We gotta get
this guy.
I forget.
He keeps coming back.
What was his reasoning of trying to
He
blow up the mural? Was he looking for wishing star pieces?
He was looking for more wishing stars
on this never-ending quest to please the chairman. Get him more wishing star pieces.
He's a big chairman simp. He's all over
the chairman comes in super disappointed.
Yeah,
he's like, you have disappointed me, son.
I'm not even angry. I'm just disappointed.
I'm just disappointed.
Ouch.
Yeah. So Bede, he gets in trouble obviously because this is like a landmark in the area. This big mural, and the chairman, disappointed, maybe a little angry, but he revokes his gym challenger status. So in one fell swoop, instead of impressing the chairman and his sponsor, he just gets his dreams pulled out from under him. And as much of a turd as Bede is, you kind of feel a little bad for the kid because he's just trying to impress his sponsor and live his dream out.
More than a sponsor, he kind of took him in as a son because
whatever Chairman Rose is doing, he's not raising his son right because this kid's a jerk to everybody involved. So it's like
he just
so true.
Degressing.
Yes.
Yep. He just gets worse and worse.
But with the mural blown up, what's behind or what it contains is revealed, and we have a statue, much like the statue in the hotel in Motostoke. There you go. Where the statue is of the hero holding the shield and a sword. This is instead a Pokemon statue.
Whoa!
What?
And behind it, there are the two heroes. So we learn a little more about the story. And Jared, are you more familiar with the story that happens here than I am? Or
I mean, yeah, essentially how it was when Sonia presented to us the first time, it was the story. It was really just the hero that saved everybody, that saved the world and everything. But what they found out was it was actually these, not just one guy. It was these 2 Pokemon. One Pokemon had the sword, one Pokemon had the shield, and they were the kind of the heroes of old. But I mean, it's not that deep.
It's not that deep.
It's pretty surface level. Most of the narrative in here is pretty surface level too. It feels like this was supposed to be a whoa twist. I don't know about you guys. Didn't get really twisty for me. I was like,
yeah. I mean, well, we did encounter the Pokemon at first 5 minutes of the game.
Frame 1. And I was like, I saw this guy a while ago. So
yeah. Come on, what are you doing, Sonia? But no, it is. It is shocking to our characters though, because they've been led to believe that the heroes that saved Galar from the darkest day or whatever were 2 people. So that happens, and we're like, all right, cool. I'm trying to get my
I got
badges.
gym
though.
badges to
So,
get, Sonia.
yeah, Sonia, you can keep doing all this nerdy stuff, but I'm gonna go
Nerdy stuff.
get my badges. So we head over
My
to
side chick.
Ballonlea. Oh yeah, Kumino. He actually likes Sonia. We forgot about that. Yeah, we head over to Ballonlea. Is that how you say that? It's
Ballonlea.
Ballonlea?
Ballonlea.
Something like that.
Baloney.
Bologna town.
Baloney Town.
But before we go there, we have to go through Glimwood Tangle, which is one of my favorite areas of this game. Like, I love this little
Yeah. Well,
forest.
I was gonna say
it's so cool.
Glimwood Tangle and then Ballonlea Town. Both of those are just really cool areas.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but when Sword and Shield was coming out and they were like revealing more Pokemon and things like that, they had a shot of Glimwood Tangle. They kept on loop for I think 24 hours. And then like Pokemon would come in and out and people kept looking at it. And the whole reveal was to reveal Galarian Ponyta because they hadn't revealed it yet. But it was like a 24-hour stream of just Glimwood Tangle with like Mon coming in every now and then. And then at the end you saw like a Ponyta coming, which is funny.
Yeah. This forest and town are just they're beautiful. I mean, like I love the mines because of the pops of color you get with the gems and everything, but like
for sure
Glimwood Tangle, it's this dark, like dreary, gloomy forest, but you have the fluorescent flowers and mushrooms like lighting up with the neon colors, and it's just so pretty. Kumino, he says, I love Glimwood Tangle with how it actually shows off the forest life. It's so true. Magical, creepy music with the glowing mushrooms, real fitting. Incorporating the forest, Ballonlea Town is, in my opinion, the most beautiful town in the game and ever made by the Pokemon Company.
I tend to agree with that because it is beautiful. My one gripe is it's too small. I wish it was a larger town. Like I wish there was like more stuff to do. And I think like Still Inside is also small, but I think just having like the elevation makes it seem like a larger area. But I was like, man, this place is beautiful. I want more. Like I want a larger town. Like this place is cool.
I do like Still Inside too. Like it's the dusty little like market square.
But I guess the counter argument to that point is this is the fairy type gym, and it's like little fairies living in like a little town in the woods, and that's kind of like what it is. So it's like, okay, I kind of get that.
Yeah. But yeah, one of my favorite areas in the game for sure.
So cool, love it.
So in Glimwood Tangle, this is where Sparkles evolved from Galarian Ponyta into Galarian Rapidash, which is very nice.
Such a cool mon.
Yes. Very, very cool. I didn't catch anything in here. Did any of you make any catches? I mean,
no, I got no options here.
I think I should just assume, unless you guys speak up, that you probably didn't, because
I can,
having the dexes I have, I'm spoiled. So I guess
the thing you can get Impidimps in here. You can get like oh yeah, I got that too. Kumino said you can get a U-turn in here.
Yes, that's true. You know, so now that I think about it, with the generations I drafted, I think I'm just really being a great friend and co-host in these cage matches, because like I can afford to let these Pokemon die.
You got options. You're fine. You're fine.
I would hate for you guys with your limited available Pokemon to have to try to find replacements.
Wow,
you're so generous, Mike.
You guys are welcome. Okay.
Thank you for losing so badly for our sake.
Yeah, that's what we did. It was on purpose. Definitely.
Yes, so we get into Ballonlea Town, and like I said, here we can deliver the old letter to Frank, and he gives us the choice scarf, which of course none of us can use except for Jared and Kumino. You guys chose a held item. Did you use it yet? And who did you use it? What was the item?
I've yet to put. I have. I know where I can get the item that I want for Beware. Oh, I lied. I do have an item on Beware that I found. Yeah, I put the muscle band on Beware, which boosts the power of physical type moves. There's another item that I want to put on him too, but at the time he's holding the muscle band.
Okay, and Kumino put wise glasses on Sam, which is your
Ooh,
Gastrodon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice, nice.
All right. So here I decided to adjust my team. Oh, go ahead, Dad.
I was just gonna say I went through. I spent a lot of time going through people's houses and turning their TVs on and then leaving.
As a 10-year-old does in the Pokemon world. Yes, normal.
Wait, you can turn TVs on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can just walk into a stranger's home, sit on the couch, flip on their television, and just enjoy life with them.
And they don't even care.
Yeah. Break and enter, and then interrogate the owner, and then leave. It's literally what we do.
It's the best thing ever.
That's a good shout. Kumino talking about a trainer battle, breeder Elena, who gives you an Eevee after you battle, which is kind of cool.
Oh. That is true. Yes. I decided to adjust my team here. So, of course, I have Garbodor on the team. He replaced Fancy, my Frillish, of course. Galarian Stunfisk. I put Scab, the Obstagoon, back on the team. He replaced Roger, my Cinderace. I felt obligated to use it because it's shiny, and Kumino was kind enough to trade it to me, so of course I want to use it. Orbeetle is still on the team. Galarian Rapidash is still on the team, and Appleton is still on the team. But I would say at this point, Appleton is probably the weak link in terms of my willingness to swap it out for another Pokemon. I'm enjoying it, but if I had to pick something to swap out, it probably would be Appleton. But that's the team for now.
Yeah, that's how I was feeling at this point, because I talked about getting Scizor and Politoed, but that was towards the latter half of this section, because between grinding and trading with Mike, I had already done this gym, and I think I might have done the other one, but I'm not sure. But that's how I felt about Ellie, my Growlithe. I was like, I was excited to use Arcanine, but I was like, I don't know. Out of all the people on my team, I think Growlithe would have been the one I swapped the most. Yeah. He's obviously still a Growlithe, because I'm waiting for him to get moves, because obviously Stone Evos just don't learn any moves after they evolve. So I've been waiting for Growlithe to get moves, but he's my weakest link. He's the one that's like, if I need to change anybody, you're going first, buddy.
Yeah. That is something I learned recently in a monotype run I did in yellow. I suffered the stone evolutions, not learning any moves.
I remember you saying like, "Oh, you evolved him immediately." I was like, "Mistake, Mike. You're gonna have no moves."
Yeah, that's a conversation for another story. But yeah, feel your pain on that. Dad, Kumino, anything that you guys need to talk about before we talk about our battle with the gym leader here?
I was just gonna say Marnie loves me.
Yeah,
but that's all.
We love Marnie too. I mean,
yeah, I love Marnie.
She's great.
Yeah.
Ball guy gave me a love ball.
Yeah, ball guy. The ball guy. He's ball guy's on a list somewhere. I don't know what list he's on, but ball guy is on a list somewhere.
VIP baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Yeah, so actually before I took on the gym leader, I went back to the Isle of Armor. Just wanted to see if I could find any more raids, any more TMs, things like that. I caught a Larvesta and named it Batra after an absolutely wicked looking kaiju from Godzilla. By the way, love Godzilla. So for some reason, all the Pokemon I caught here in the Isle of Armor in this trip, I named after kaiju from Godzilla.
You were in a Godzilla mood.
Yeah, so Larvesta is named Batra. Look it up. It's pretty sick. I caught a Druddigan and named it Destroya after a wicked-looking kaiju from Godzilla. And caught a Musharna and named it Ellie. Not Godzilla-related. But my daughter was by me, and she said it made her think of an elephant. And I was like, okay, Ellie. Which I guess, it's got that weird, like, umbilical cord looking thing.
Yeah, what are those? Maybe... They're like monsters, like ghosts. What are they called? They have like trunks. No, it's a real thing. No,
I'm
it's
not
a
tracking with you, man.
yokai. They're yokai, I think. It's like a yokai spirit. It has like a trunk. It's called like it's something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sure.
We'll
All right.
just actually editor, cut that. Cut all that out. Editor. We don't need
Noted.
that.
Timestamp.
Just kidding.
Got it.
Oh, nice. So then we went to the gym challenge, and gym leader here, it's our old friend Opal, right? And she is actually interviewing people to replace her as the fairy type gym leader. So we
Interesting
kind of
concept. Like I like that idea of like an old gym leader being like, I'm done. We got to find someone else to take your place. Like I think that's cool.
Yeah, and so we get asked a series of questions and then have a trainer battle after each round, and I think it's like three battles. What did you think about this this gym challenge, Dad? If you could call it a challenge.
It was all right. I mean, I got the first one right, the second one wrong, and the third one right. No, I'm sorry. I got one right out of the three because the last two were stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, especially the ones when you're going up against the leader in general. Like when she asks about her age, it's
How
like,
old are you?
that's a lose-lose situation. Like, you're not winning that one.
No.
Yeah. So I was like, you're like 92.
Dang,
we got offended.
Winning on it.
88.
Kumino, how are things for you up to this point? No problem in this gym with these trainers or the interview. And you just smashed Opal into oblivion. Put her into early retirement, even though that she's heading that way anyways.
Even though she's out the door.
Yeah. Jared.
Yeah.
Same with you.
No issues. Obviously, I think that we can all agree this is probably the weakest gym challenge out of the ones we've done so far. It's fine, but it's not anything like interesting, like the battling other trainers and catching to gain points or doing Wooloo through a maze or anything like that. But having access to poison types and toxic spikes, it just made this gym pretty easy.
Yeah, Mike did some work here. Not just me. I mean, pile of garbage, Mike. Also not
garbage,
just
Mike.
me. Garbador, Mike.
What's the difference?
Yeah, he just made easy work of Opal. Yeah. And yeah, I think the ghost type gym challenge, the dumb like teacup pinball thing.
Yeah,
that's like my least favorite. This challenge wasn't much of a challenge or anything, but I like you said earlier, the concept of she's like trying to retire, and it's like, all right, we're just gonna interview every gym challenger and see which one would be a good fit.
Sounds like a lot of like paperwork. Like that sounds like a hassle to go through all those interviews, like and battle everybody.
Yeah. So gym badge in hand, and we're heading off through Route 7 and 8 on our way to
Circhester.
Circhester, yep.
Circhester.
Icetown,
yes. Another awesome town, by the way.
Yes.
So we talked about obviously the town before this, Ballonlea Town, being like too small, and it's one of my favorites. Circhester is 100% one of my favorites. If anything, the music in Circhester is so good. It is my favorite soundtrack in this game. It's so good.
Yeah. Nothing for me, nothing to note on Route 7 and 8. And they're just your normal looking routes, so nothing really to talk about unless Dad you tapped me on the shoulder.
Opal wants to go to Hammerlock.
Oh yes.
First.
Oh yeah, before that. That's right.
And so you guys remember what happens there once we get there?
We meet up
run into Bead again,
and she's like, "Pink, so much pink. You're the one. You're the one I've been looking for."
The chosen one.
I was convinced it was the hair flip thing that stole her on him.
Yeah.
I loved the like very dramatic anime like cuts to her like holding his arm up and like inspecting his jacket and like
I will say it's silly. This isn't the last time you'll see both of them like in the story, so that's cool that there's more that they build off of that, which I think is interesting. But this interaction is very silly. With, like you said, the cuts of inspecting his
hilarious.
And everything.
It's cool though for Bede because we saw earlier like he gets his gym challenger status revoked, but his days as Pokemon trainer are not necessarily over.
It's like a nice little redemption story, like he's not done. He's not finished, even though he's still very annoying.
And we'll still probably smash him, but
but not as annoying as our buddy Hop that always comes around the corner. Like there's a couple things that happened before that. We run into Sonia again.
Yeah, what happened there, Dad?
She's there.
Yep.
Kumino has more to say about her because
that's Bay.
True.
Not
then there's an explosion. I do remember that.
Another. The
there is a lot of stuff that happens. I forgot about all this. To be fair, it's been a hot second since
Also, to be extra fair, I was totally not prepared to lead this episode. So.
No, you got it.
Doing fine.
You're doing great.
Yeah. So in Hammerlock after Bede, you're right. We meet up with Sonia as we're heading out to Route 7, and just as we get ready, part ways with Sonia and Hop, there's like an explosion and rumble. No mural to be blown up in Hammerlock, but
sadly,
the Sonia is thinking that there's Gigantamaxing happening, and she's worried now because she's like, oh, this can just happen anywhere. Like that's not good. That could be dangerous. So like what's going on there?
Right.
Is that something that's like in Galar like legally restricted to stadiums, or like
I think the whole point of it was that like there's pockets of Dynamax energy, and where the Dynamax energy was, they built stadiums on top of. So in theory, you are only supposed to be able to Dynamax Pokemon on those areas where the energy was. But that's the thing of like these explosions and everything is like, Pokemon are Dynamaxing outside of those designated areas.
Gotcha. That's actually awesome because I did not pick up on that they built the stadiums over those areas. That's actually really, really cool. So that could be a huge, no pun intended, problem if there's just gigantic Pokemon wandering around not being controlled by trainers in a stadium. But we're like, I don't care, Sonia. We got a gym badge to go get. So I think she even says something like, "Oh yeah, we'll just we'll let the adults take care of it."
Well, because Leon
shows up too.
Shows up. Yep, and then they run off, and then we're about to leave, and then Hop walks around the corner, and I'm like,
he's like waving from inside the train station.
This train station, I saw him. You're like, oh god, this guy's
almost got out of here. But wait, Kumino, I mean, I know you can't talk, but like Leon's just swooping in.
He's just
riding off.
Taking your girl,
He's the champion of the region. He got that champion riz, dude.
Let's look at that. I mean, I know our audio only audience cannot see Kumino's facial expression right now, but he does not look happy. He's disgruntedly typing.
I had to help him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. He's letting it go this time.
It's to save the world, right? Like it's to make sure the world's okay.
Yeah.
They all say.
We're gonna go save the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let the adults handle this. So then
I mean, usually isn't the case. It's usually the child that's dealing with the world-ending event. So it's cool that they're just like, we'll take care of it. You just do your badge thing still, and we're like, okay, sweet, okay, thanks for me.
Finally, jeez,
I know, right?
Adults finally adulting. We crush Hop's dreams before we cross over the bridge and head into Route 7 and 8. That poor kid. Kid. Hey, he's persistent. That's for sure. So gotta give him that. Circhester, super cool town. Love the winter aesthetic there. Lots of buildings, shops. I think there's like 2 hotels that you can go in.
Yep.
You could play detective in one. Find out who's stealing all the berries.
There's a hot springs.
Hot springs.
There's a theory that in the hot springs, there's a gentleman in the very back in like a nice button-up suit, wearing a black like overcoat. And if you talk to him, he's like, "Oh, this mural kind of looks like a Persian." I remember back in the day, people thought this was Giovanni, that Giovanni was here, and that was like a cameo from Giovanni or something because he talks about the Persian. I don't know if that's actually the case, but I remember when people were like, "I swear it's gonna be Giovanni's gonna show up."
Yeah. Well, I mean, he didn't. But that would have been cool.
Hindsight.
That would have been super cool. We'll just, in my mind, it still is Giovanni.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a cool like thought.
Yeah.
I immediately went to the shop and spent all my money on clothes. I changed my outfit into a nice dapper like suit and tie. I suited up for this cage match. So
yeah, you and I had completely opposite goals with our clothing choices here.
Yeah,
because I went in and got like a Galarian Mr. Mime ugly Christmas sweater.
Yeah, but you look very themed to Circhester. Like you really adapted the culture there, you went in there, you're wearing the outfit and everything.
Yeah, I had to get my sweater. I got some nice red pants to match, and then the cool, like, fluffy winter hat with the ear flaps.
My favorite thing about your Galarian Mr. Mime sweater is like your head is like supposed to be the Mr. Mime and the little body's on the sweater. That's my favorite part.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Oh, and I bought I think it was the hoodie that has like all the berries on it. It looks really
cool. That one's cool. I like that one. I think there's a pair of shoes that also match that, where it's like white and it has like I bought those shoes.
Yeah. Basically all the money I've spent in this game has just been on clothing.
Yep. Yeah. That's all I spent on too.
Kumino said he bought a sweater. Which one was it? Was it like a Pokemon themed one,
Mime?
Or was it?
Was it an ugly Christmas sweater like Mike's?
Yeah, I love it. What'd you do here, Dad, before the gym? Anything?
Oh, the black one. That one's really nice too. I thought about getting that like just straight black one that's there too. Yeah.
There's actually a lot of nice clothing choices in this game. It's kind of wild. Yeah. Oh, before we get here, I fought Crustle. Did you guys see Crustle roaming around
in Route 7?
Yeah.
There's a TM over there too. I forgot what TM it is.
Yep. I forget what it is too, but I grabbed that.
Trust the crust.
Yeah.
I actually like those routes, Route 7 and Route 8, especially because it's like you go up and down like it's not a mine, but it's almost like a deserty ruins kind of area.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
You have the roaming phalanx.
Yep. Phalanx are cool going in and out of like the little tunnels.
Yeah, those are cool. The only thing I really did here was I got I taught Draco Meteor to Bacon.
Oh, that's right. There is a trainer there, right? It wasn't a TM we picked up. It was a guy who would teach it to your Pokemon.
That's what it was. I knew there was some like move that I got from over there. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah. So then it was gym time. Kumino, he went to the wild area out of boredom while he was working, grinded some dens, got a male route, who evolved into Brave, a Gallade. That will be fun to use, and I think what he means is that was fun to use.
Yeah.
Something else that he will not name yet, with a very evil laugh in parentheses.
Interesting. Is this something that you referenced earlier too? Is this the same something? Maybe.
That's a yes.
Maybe.
Okay. I'm just glad I'm on his team this time. He's probably not glad that I'm on his team.
Come on, Mike. We got you. We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you a win this time around.
If I don't, then you're just all fired.
Yep. Oh no! It's just Mike does it by himself. PokéBoys with just Mike.
Yeah, PokéBoy. We're just gonna drop the S.
Yep, PokéBoy.
Yeah, so we take on the gym here. Could someone refresh my memory of her name?
Well, this is a split gym too. The sword people have
another one
type gym leader, which I forgot what his name is. Hold on, I can find
Gordy.
Gordy, and
Gordy was one.
Gordy. What a name.
Gordy have rock types, and then we have what is her name?
She's a mother, if that helps.
She's a mommy, really. I mean, if we're being real here. I don't know what her name is.
Melanie.
Yeah.
So
Melanie.
what is a rock type gym leader doing in like a snow covered winter town?
Yeah, it really
That's
doesn't
just
make a ton
dumb.
of sense, does it? Because Circhester doesn't change. Circhester is still a snowy area.
Yeah, what the heck? That's
Yeah, they just live. He
That's
just
goofy.
themes his gym around rocks, and it's the same puzzle with the little like radar things and stop the holes, except it's a sandstorm instead of a snowstorm. That's the only difference between the two.
How'd you feel about this one, Dad?
With the trap.
How many holes did you fall in? Because I fell in all of them.
I would say it was the last section when it was like really like sandstormy. I was just trying to get through it. Because let's see, there was I think the last section, this is where my Bacon evolves into Salamence. So that was
nice.
I wanted her to evolve before I got to Gordy.
The gym,
and it happened.
And it's pretty nice that you got Gordy and not Melanie with Bacon.
Yeah, because Ice Spear flying and Dragon type would not have been good.
It's like quadruple super effective.
Yeah, Kumino said here that he purposely fell into all the pits. I'm going to say that I purposely also fell into all the pits and didn't just out of pure frustration just move forward. I'm like, I don't care. I'll just fall in all of them. It's fine. Whatever.
Nice. Yeah, so this gym challenge was a little more interesting. But yeah, I remember the first time I did it, like when I first got the game, I was like, oh, this is really kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah. No, it's a cool gym. I like it.
Yeah. But yeah, Melanie comes out, ice types. I had moved my Cinderace off the team, so that kind of stunk. But the gym still pretty easy. My Stunfisk has Metal Claw, I think. Steel move, anyways. So easy to take care of the ice types. Super easy battle. Dad, how was your battle against Gordy?
Very easy. So he had
Babarnacle,
Shuckle, Stunjourner,
Colossal.
And Colossal. So the funny thing that happened, so they maxed the Colossal.
Gigantamax Colossal is cool.
Yeah.
Oh
huge.
Man, that probably looks awesome.
Although the head was like, it was weird.
It reminds me of Dreadnought, where Dreadnought is like he's like a little helmet almost. His head like sinks into his body a little bit.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Yep. So they maxed before, and I had Fatty. So they got big first, like a turn before I did. So it shrunk down, but I had this massive fish. And I used 2 max geysers to knock it out while it was small.
Yeah.
It was
Nice.
great. It was great. Easy.
Yep.
Jared, how was your battle with Melanie?
Yeah, so before this, I did do the trade prior to doing the gym because I had Tenacious, my Scizor, going into this. And obviously having the steel type was super effective against ice. Melanie has a Frostmoth, a Galarian Darmanitan, which really cool. And it's like Zen mode, it turns into an ice and fire type, which is kind of crazy. It's like the flaming snowman, which is cool. Ice Q and then Lapras. And then Lapras has its Gigantamax form, which is really cool as well. But Lapras was kind of the only real problem. I had Snoop on here, but obviously Snoop being weak to ice wasn't great. But between Snoop having the grass type coverage and Tenacious having the steel type coverage, it was pretty fine with Melanie.
Nice. Yeah, man, my Appleton grass dragon, not not ideal.
Not ideal here.
Yeah. Man, I wish I really love how we've had 2 gyms with different gym leaders per version.
Yep.
I think that's really, really cool. I kind of wish that happened more.
But I agree. I wish they did that in more generations.
Yeah, but I'm also kind of a little sad that Dad didn't get to see Ice Q. I just want to know what Dad would think about Ice Q.
Silly Pokemon.
I'll look at it right now.
It's a penguin with an ice cube on its head, and then its ability is like
ice face.
Yeah, it just tanks.
Actually, really, really good. It's like Mimikyu's ability where it can always take one hit without taking any damage. And then doing that, its eyes on its head breaks, and then it can always take one hit without damaging it. But it's funny because its normal little head is like a
so goofy looking.
What?
It's a curling puck. His other head's a curling puck. Look at him without his little ice cube head.
Yeah, I love it. It's great.
Yeah, wild Ice Cube on this team because Ice Cube not a great Pokemon, but he's doing his best. Look at him. He's just sitting there. He's being a guy.
He's cute, I guess.
He's ice cute.
He's ice cute. Get out of here. My first playthrough of Shield that I did, I was on a road trip somewhere, and I was shiny hunting Snom in the route right before Circhester.
Nice.
And I caught a shiny Snom, so I have a shiny Frostlass in my Pokemon home, which is really nice.
Nice.
It is really fast though. The noise face is really fast.
Yeah,
like 130.
I didn't realize Ice Cube was that fast. That's crazy. Yeah. Faster than Vikavolt for sure.
A lot of things faster than
Yeah, I learned something today, guys. I didn't realize that Vikavolt has no speed.
And it was hilarious because he's like, you know what? We're gonna put Vikavolt out, and it's pretty fast. And then he checks the speed. He's like, it's actually not fast at all.
It's like the slowest mon that I have. I was like, well, oops.
But yeah, guys, that's the end of the leg. This was a very short leg. These two gyms, not much in between. Maybe like a paragraph of story.
Yeah, right. This was very much like an exploration, even like for what we did, like exploration, wild area, den stuff. There wasn't a ton of narrative. The narrative is very backloaded in this game for sure. Like we start after this is when the narrative starts to pick up, and definitely like prior to Elite Four, we get a lot of narrative. So
nice.
Get ready for that.
Well, guys, we so this was badge 5 and 6. So we have 2 more legs, I guess. We have our 7th and 8th gym badges, and then our Elite Four episode. So we're moving right along.
Yep. We have one more cage match.
Yep.
It's gonna be interesting.
I have to get a victory this season.
the whole season.
Yes. But one victory we have had this season, and that is PokéBoys having their own platforms on YouTube here, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Good Pods. So go check those out. Of course, if you're watching this video, please subscribe here on YouTube. Help us grow this channel. Yes. We've been, of course, pumping out shorts and all that fun stuff. We have all of our backlog of episodes uploaded here on YouTube and, of course, our audio platforms. If you are listening on the audio platforms, make sure you rate us, give us a review, follow us on whatever platform you're listening to. And we just appreciate you. We have a Patreon tier on the Showboys Patreon page. It's the Ace Trainer PokéBoys tier. For $3 a month, you could help support us and get early access to episodes, chance to come on an episode and review the season or challenge. Maybe bonus content of other sorts may go on there.
Interesting.
And last, but of course not least, we have links for Play Along podcast in the episode description. Of course, Jared's podcast and Kumino's Twitch and Twitter. Those are in the link or the episode descriptions. Please go support these guys. Yes. Jared, this is going to be some like timey-wimey, maybe predicting the future stuff I'm asking you to do here, but what might Play Along podcast be talking about at this current moment in maybe late July, early August?
I'll give you the scoop here because people were already see. At this point, we had finished Harold Halibut, which was our main series we did before. But at this point, we are playing through the remake of Resident Evil 2. That's the next main series that we're playing
nice.
through.
That's a good
I've
one.
never played it. The only Resi games I played are 7 and Village. So I have not touched any of the early Resi games at all.
This is a good one. This is a
Neither
great
is
one.
Kai. So I've heard the remake of. I heard 2 is great in general, and the remake is great too. So if you want to see us experience early Resident Evil for the first time, that's what we're playing.
Dude, it's the best. It's the best one.
It's been wild. This game's terrifying. So good though.
Did you play the? I'm sorry, I gotta ask. Did you play the DLC for Village?
I haven't yet, but I heard Village DLC is really
Dude,
good too.
The mannequins. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, that's yes. I've heard whispers of mannequins that move like
so
if you don't look at them or if you look at them, which is
so terrifying.
I love that.
Awesome. Yeah,
yeah. But that's what we're gonna be playing through at this point. It's probably
amazing.
like halfway through Resident Evil 2 remake, which it's been fun so far.
That's awesome.
There you go. Go support those guys. Go give them a follow, of course. And we'll see you real soon in Leg 4. We're taking on Gyms 7 and 8.
Finishing up the gyms.
Bye.
Peace
out, everybody.